What's good and what's popping, beautiful souls? Welcome back to another video. It's a boy, the Multidimensional Trainer, the MDT, where I help you multi-dimensionally level up. Welcome back, welcome back. So in today's video, I will be explaining how to do the upward facing dog. So the upward facing dog in Sanskrit is Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So let's get straight into it. So if you watched the videos from before, you'll know that for plank, hands directly underneath the shoulders, feet in line with the hands, core nice and tight. Cool. Then to get into our upward facing dog, so we'll untuck the toes here at the back. Then we'll just dip our hips down. So making sure that the shins, knees and quads aren't making contact with the floor. Cool. Then you're gonna press into the toes, so pressing the toes into the ground. So really making sure the shins, knees and quads aren't making contact with the ground. You'll be flexing those quads as well. With the hands, you're going to be pushing the floor away with the hands, right? Making sure the arms are nice and straight. Then I don't want you to be shrugging the shoulders in here, so I want you to be creating lots of space between the neck and the shoulders. Then squeezing your shoulder blades together. And now you're in your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Then if that pose is too difficult for you, the one that I suggest you start doing would be Cobra. Right, so to do Cobra, so you'd start just lying flat on your stomach. So lying flat on your stomach, so again having the toes untucked. Then you're going to place your hands directly underneath the shoulders here. Alright? Then making sure your elbows are hugged in, so you don't want to have them flaring out, having them nice and tucked in. Then what to do from here, then you'll just lift your back up as much as you can, pinning those shoulder blades back. So I don't want you to be using any arm strength here. Alright, so I don't want you to be pushing off, trying to force yourself as high as you can. Right, I only want you to be using your back muscles here to lift. So you'll be lifting, making sure the shoulder blades are touching, and getting that heart nice and open. Okay, and then how long should you hold a yoga pose? So if you haven't ever done the pose before, you could start as simple as just 10 seconds, right? So maybe hold the pose for 10 seconds, you can take a minute break and then you can try to hold it again for 10 seconds. And then to get yourself to hold it for longer and longer each time, just make sure that there's a progressive overload. So a progressive overload is simply just increasing the intensity of an exercise or a workout every time you do it, right? So maybe in the first week you're gonna hold it for 10 seconds, right? And then let's say in week 2 you're gonna increase it to 15. Then week 3 you'll maybe increase it to 20. And then obviously the longer you hold the pose, the more the more strength you build, or the more flexibility you build, all dependent on which pose it is and what the pose exactly does for you. Okay, so if you've been following all the videos that I've been uploading, so the downward facing dog, the plank pose, as well as the chaturanga, right? So now we can take all of those poses, including this Urdhva Mukha Svanasana here, and create a vinyasa flow using those 4 poses. Right, so now let me just show you how you would do this flow. Cool, so for this flow we'll meet in Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, the downward facing dog. Right, so if you've watched this tutorial video before, you know exactly how to get into this posture here. Okay, cool. So the way that this flow would work. Okay, so we're gonna move with the breath. Alright, so moving with the breath here. Cool. So we breathe in, getting into our straight arm plank. Breathing out, sending the weight forward and dropping it. Getting into your chaturanga. We breathe in, pressing off the ground, rolling over the toes, pinning those shoulders back. When you breathe out, getting back to the downward facing dog. Okay, so I'll show you a couple more times. So breathing in, straight arm plank. Breathing out, chaturanga. Breathing in, upward facing dog. And then breathing out, downward facing dog. Show you again, breathing in, plank. Breathing out, chaturanga. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. So right guys, and that is the upward facing dog, as well as a vinyasa flow that you can incorporate into your own practice using the poses that are in my tutorial videos before this one. So please guys, just practice. That's how we get better, guys. It's all about consistency. You know, doing it once a week, it won't really get you the results that you would be looking for. Guys, consistency and discipline is how we get better in anything. That is with anything. If you don't do something enough times, you're bound to stay at the level you're at, or even drop. In fact, the only way we get better is just keep doing it. And if you can't do a certain pose, just do the regression, guys. In all the tutorials that I've put out, I always have a regression, and the reason being is so that if you can't do the whole pose, just do the regression. Keep doing that regression until it gets too easy. So when it gets too easy, you get to doing the full one. Right, and then even with the flow, so if there's one certain pose that's too difficult for you in the flow, then just incorporate a regression within look at the regression of that pose. The regression of that pose. So for example, in your plank pose, if you struggle holding yourself up, then just go into the knees. That's fine too. Going onto the knees, going flat on the belly, and then getting up into a cobra instead of getting into the upward facing dog. And then next thing you know, you're gonna find yourself flowing through that vinyasa flow with ease. So stay tuned, guys. I'm still building up all these videos so that you will be able to do sun salutations in your own time. Right, next week I'll be uploading the standing forward fold, or Uttanasana. I've changed my Instagram handle. You'll see it in the corner of this video here where I'm pointing. Check out my content, follow the page, and then also just follow my Facebook as well. If you're enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button, because this is the content I'm gonna keep bringing tutorials, making sure that we're all just making this world a better place, one pose at a time. I'll see you guys for the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.